going on, everybody? Uh. I'm back. I'm back in my element. I'm back in my city. Like I've said to you guys, I had an amazing week last week. And of course, I'm going to share some nuggets with you guys, all in the vein of personal development, personal growth, progressing, moving forward. But I'm just excited to be back home. And I took some time to just decompress just a little bit. I really wanted to come on here and talk to you guys. That's the exciting part of my day, is to share some of the things that I've picked up over the last week that have just been game changers for me. And so through the course of the weeks, because I won't be dropping a video every single day, but I may drop maybe a couple a week, just sharing a little bit about, some of the things that I've learned at my company's convention. So let's rewind and state why I'm so excited, because I know there's a lot of you who do not follow me on Instagram or Facebook. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's miss.coreyj on Instagram. So at miss.coreyj on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, just simply Corey Jordan. You're going to see my lovely face. You're going to know it's me. Just look me up. So Corey Jordan, right? Like Michael Jordan, same thing. So Corie, that's me. And Jordan on Facebook. And again, on Instagram, if you want to follow me, it's at miss, so ms.CORIEJ. Okay, Miss Corey J. All right, so we got the social media stuff out of the way. I really want to get into, what I've learned and what I've picked up, talking to some veterans in my business. So if you are not aware, this is your first time here and you're just like, I saw you on my timeline, on my feed, and I just decided to click. I'm in financial services, so I'm really in the business world as far as, financial services is concerned. I'm an independent life insurance agent, so I do things a little bit differently than those who may work at, say, Manulife, Foresters, State Farm, you name the insurance company. I'm not only affiliated to that particular company, I am contracted with many companies here in Canada, not in the US. So just want to make that clear. I have some wonderful business partners in the US. So if ever you're watching and you want to learn more, just, hit me up. I'll hook you up. But point being is that we had our company convention. And so we do this once a year in July or August, and we get together with the whole entire company. And we have this 3-day conference. So, of course, this is nothing new to anybody who's been to a corporate conference or any type of conference. It's the same deal. But what was great about being there, 2 things. I got to meet some people I didn't get to meet last year. So that was always wonderful when you get to meet people that you've grown to know online, because, our life right now is pretty much virtual. Me personally, I like getting out and like touching people, like shaking their hand, all that stuff, giving them a hug. I'm that person. But I know people are really comfortable with being online and doing this stuff. And so I get it. Not judging. It's convenient. But when you can really shake people's hands, look them in their eye, have conversations that you wouldn't normally have on a regular basis, and in a different setting, of course, it's always great when you can do that. So I got to meet, officially some people that I've known for the last 2 years that have been with this company so far. So that was always wonderful. And one of the nuggets that I want to share with you guys really is about living in abundance, right? What does that mean? Because I'm going to share with you like what my personal perspective was. And after attending this convention and having these conversations with people who've been in the business for like 20, 25 years, and just sitting down with them, explaining them what my path is or what I would like to see out of my journey, how I view the business, how I view entrepreneurship. Because really we are business owners, we're entrepreneurs. And what I've learned so far in the last 2 years, and sitting down with someone who has that wealth of experience and be able to share a few gems with you, just have a conversation with you. If you can ever do that, and I'm just saying this in general, you're in whatever business that you're in, and you're doing that independently, you're an entrepreneur, if you can get close to someone who's been in your field for many, many years, do that. Please do that. I'm encouraging you to do that, because sometimes what you're looking for may not come out of a book. It may not come out of the conference itself, but the intimate conversation that you have with that particular person. And this is the reason why I always push myself to go to these things, because it gives me the opportunity to speak with people that I wouldn't normally get a chance to speak with one-on-one, right? So I was sitting down with this gentleman from Florida, and we just met for the first time. I didn't even know he was in this business for many, many years, but we just got to talking, introducing ourselves to each other, having some small talk. And then, he said to me, hey, how long you've been in the business? And I said, hey, just a couple of years. And he started to get, a conversation going about, how do I view my business thus far? Where do I see myself going? And I thought that was such a great question, because it gave me 2 seconds to think about why I started this business in the first place, why I'm here, and what am I looking to get out of this whole journey as far as my life, what am I trying to do, in general, and then more specifically in this business. And so as we got to talking, I was expressing to him that, authenticity is something that is really, really important to me. I never want to change who I am, no matter how far I go. I always want to be the same old Corey that everybody knows through and through. Yes, I may grow, and that's necessary in order to receive more, in order to do more, you need to grow, right? I'm not avoiding that part of the process. But I've always had this perspective that when I notice people start to move up in life, they tend to change a little bit. And in some aspects, I can see positive changes in people, in that, they're developing into more of who they need to be. But I mostly see what happens when people start to make real money. And that is something that I've always had an apprehension and, dare I say, a fear about, because I never want me to be someone else, and not only just someone else, but someone ugly. You know what I'm saying? I'm always conscious of what, gaining things and attracting things can do to a person. And so, like I said, don't want to lose my authenticity, don't want to lose the fun-loving side of me, don't want to lose the generosity side of me, the kindness, all of these things that I am now, despite my current situation. And saying on top of that, because you know how powerful your words can be, I don't want to say that my current situation is where I'm going to be forever. That's not the case. But I can always find peace in the midst of anything that I'm doing, and I don't want to ever lose that peace. And if, money is going to do that to me, I'd rather not have it. And I know that sounds crazy, because we don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. We don't want to be living hand to mouth all the time. We want to be able to live comfortably, and we should be living comfortably. We should be free. We should not have any real concerns or worries about what in general can look like trivial things, right? I want to always make sure I have a place to stay, a place to rest my head, food in my fridge, means to take care of myself and my daughter, all of the things. We all want that. I think that's a universal desire for everyone. But I don't want it to get to a point where I start to become an a-hole as a result of it, because I'm generating, all this income. So that was basically what I was explaining to him, and saying to myself, like, it's almost like a contradiction, because it's like I want to do things, and I know that, access to money and lots of it is going to enable me to do these particular things, and how I view money as a tool and not necessarily a thing that I need to hold on to and, try to stomp on someone's head so that they don't get what supposedly I think is mine. What's meant for me is meant for me, period. And I translated that also to, material things, where it's like, I want a nice, decent house. And I explained this to another teammate, just to say, like, look, I can explain it to you in this fashion. I know the types of rooms that I want in my house. Now, however that house lays out, if it's big, it's big. But it's not about flexing. And this is the thing that, a lot of people lose me when it comes to money, and why they kind of have a hard time understanding why my brain or why my perspective is what it is. It's not about the flex. I could care less who knows what I got, right? I'm not out there screaming like, hey, look at me, look at me. I'm not in that energy. I'm just more of, living comfortably, being happy with my surroundings, being happy with, the life and my contribution to this world, me sharing my gifts, all of that. That's what is my main concern. Now, how that translates materially, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the one that's like, I need to have a big mansion and have all these people working for me. Like, I honestly don't care. I know how to move around. I know how to do things for myself. But if it happens that I'm in position to where I may need to hire people to do certain things, because I can't be everywhere all the time, all at once, then fine. But, for me to say like, I'm going to do this because this is the type of life that I just don't. And again, call me crazy, but that's just not me. I'm more focused on making sure that I fulfill my purpose. And for me, my purpose is to really just share my gifts with other people so that it sets them free. It activates their own gifts. It changes their life around. I'm more concerned about that. And I know that money comes along with access to doing these things. So when I was talking to him, I was just saying the big house, the luxury car, like these things don't take high priority on my list. But it's not to say that I don't appreciate these things. And so, he was really just kind of talking to me in a way that is like, it's okay to want these things if you do want them. But you're going about it the right way in the sense of your intentions and your energy and your aura, where all of that is concerned. Because he asked me, like, what's been happening for you in your business in these last 2+ years? And I said, look, I don't even think I've hit my stride yet. I'm just getting started, because I understand that in anything that we do, when we start something new, there's a growth process. There's a personal development process. I'm in that process. So, I'm looking all around and everything like that, and I see people are hitting income goals and all that. And that's not really happening for me, but it doesn't mean that it won't happen for me. It's just that I understand that I came into this business to grow personally before I can see things materially. And for me, I feel like I'm one of the few people in, whether it be in this company, in this industry, in this world even, that understands that there is a particular version of you that needs to show up in order to move to the next. And so I was just basically explaining that to him to say that, these last 2 years have been personal development years. I haven't even really got into what is scratching of the surface of what my income could be, what my lifestyle could be, how I can change my life, in a way that is like, oh, I used to be in this position and now God has blessed me to be in this position. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I approach things all the time, is learning and learning and learning some more. And he said to me, listen, that is a great approach. And it's an approach that very few people take in entrepreneurship. I'm proud of you for really just recognizing that it is a process, and that it is mostly about you developing yourself in order to make room and have the capacity to handle certain things. And so it's not to say I haven't made money. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I've made some, but to where I envision myself to be, we just getting started. We really just getting started. And they say, your business can only grow as much as you do. And I feel like I still have a lot to learn. I have a lot to develop within myself. I'm not shy about, maybe some insecurities that I have in business that, make me feel like, do I have what it takes? And honestly, I do have what it takes, or else I wouldn't be here. One thing I'll say is, and it really just kind of hit home for me this past week, how many people who are at the top who know my name. To me, that is really incredible. And it goes to show also too, don't quit on yourself. Don't, you can have doubts, right? But don't let them ruminate. Don't ruminate on them. Don't let them stay too long. They have a cup of tea and then be like, thank you for coming. You gotta go. But recognize that people are watching you. Even when you don't think anyone's recognizing anything that you're doing or paying attention to anything people are watching. They are watching you, quietly watching you. I had a gentleman who I highly respect, and this is what's really incredible about this situation, but I'll get to that in a second. People are watching you. They're paying attention. You don't even know the conversations that they're having, the positive conversations that they're having about you. And it's, God is just conspiring with you to get to your next level, but you gotta keep going. I know how hard it can get. Ain't nobody out there that's achieved any type of level of success has said, oh man, it was a cakewalk. Like, what are you talking about? No, it's been hard. It's meant to be hard. Okay, life is meant to be experienced, and it can't be experienced if it's always easy. We take it for granted when it's easy. So don't take your challenges as like, oh, the world is against me and I'll never make it, and all these crazy things that we say to ourselves. It's meant to be challenging. So to go back to this gentleman who's been quietly watching me, always sharing little nuggets here and there with me every now and then, but quietly watching me, to turn around and acknowledge me in a social media post. And the amount of likes that came from me. You know how I don't really concern myself with likes, but to say that people really do acknowledge me, know my name, know my story, know like how hard I'm pushing just to succeed for my child. It's not just about me, it's about her. It's about the people that I have yet to meet, that I am there to help, that I'm there to like make an impact, an impression on. Like, all of this means a lot to me, more than the money, if that makes sense. And so, to see that and to be acknowledged in that way, and in a positive way, and in the way that I wish people would see me, to know that one person sees me that way, kind of makes it emotional for me. I'm not gonna cry, but it makes it emotional for me, because it's like this right here, this is what I wanted. This is the type of feeling and the type of resonating that I want to have with people. It's not about the cash, it's not about the cars, it's not about the house and how many times I can go on vacation. I appreciate those things, but it's not high on my priority list. What's high on my priority list is changing people's lives in a positive way. I'm one of the, I don't know if you want to call few or the minority of the plenty. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. That is who God created me to be. And that's mostly what I care about. So I get it. I truly feel like I'm not from this world. I'm just in it. Because those who are from this world are obsessed with what this world can give to them. I don't feel that way. I just, again, because I'm probably saying this for the third or fourth time, I'm just more concerned with touching people's lives and restoring hope to people. And that might sound like a little bit cuckoo as far as like, Corey, you really think you got all that power? Not necessarily, but I can do my part. I could definitely do my part. And that really is what's important to me, is just impacting people's lives in a positive way so that they feel encouraged to do the same. We all need each other. We all need each other. But I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce, so to speak, of what this world can provide to us. And quite honestly, like, I don't want to get into the semantics of all of that, but at the end of the day, how you make a person feel, I don't care what they're chasing, how you make them feel in the process makes a difference to them. And that is what I focus on. So, all right. It's about over 20 minutes. I can't believe I've been talking that long. I've got so much more to say, but I'm going to save it for the future videos that are to come. But I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you've been blessed in some way with what I've been sharing. Again, all this type of stuff is what's important to me. People being blessed and then being able to be a blessing to others, and those being a bless to other people. That's what I want to see. That's the legacy that I want to leave behind. So with that, I'm signing off. You guys take care. Have a great one. There is so much more that I could say, but I'm going to save it for later. All right. Until then, you guys take care. Peace.